Hey, salam and hello, my queen. This is LaYinka here. Now, before we dive into this episode of LaYinka Speaks, I just wanted to take a moment to extend a personal invitation to you as a woman of awesomeness. Now, I know you are a woman of awesomeness because you're listening to this podcast. And this space that I'm talking about is one where you can get to grow, where you can get to do some healing, and where you can really move forward in this journey of coming home to yourself. This journey of being a better version of yourself. Now, you might have already heard about it. It's the Homecoming Collective. And in the collective, it's where women just like you are taking action, speaking love into themselves, and investing in their healing, in their empowerment, and in their growth. Now, in this space, you can come exactly as you are right now, and it's where I and my team can support you to really move forward. And I know you really want to move forward. All you've got to do is go to LaYinkaSanni.com/homecoming and take that step to being the you that you deserve to be. Okay, that's all from me, my lovely. I hope you enjoy this episode. As you can imagine from the work that I do, I get a ton of emails, DMs, private messages from predominantly women seeking advice on what they should do. What should I do about XYZ? I have got this job offer, or I have been given this proposal, or I have been told this, and I see and feel the deep need to hear from someone else, to get an outside perspective, to see what someone else has to say about a certain situation, circumstance, etc. And also I see people who have lost so much trust in themselves that even when they know the answer, even when they know what the solution is, even though they know the decision to take, the action, the conversation to be had, they still need someone else to validate it for them. They still need someone to say, yeah, this is the right choice. Or they doubt themselves so much that they want someone to prove that they're wrong. This is the dilemma when we are so deeply disconnected from ourselves, from our intuition, from trust of ourselves, from knowing what we want, that we rely on an external source to validate or invalidate us. This comes from sometimes having an idea and having that idea shut down and shut down. This comes from maybe in childhood where you weren't listened to and you weren't given the space to be heard. Or when you were heard, you were ridiculed, you were laughed at, you were jeered. It comes from layers and layers of shooting down, of invalidation, of minimizing, of dismissing, of taunting, jeering, of bullying, that leads one to think, believe, and feel that what they are thinking is invalid, what they are thinking must be wrong. And when we peel away the layers, that in some way they are wrong because they're not good enough. As you're listening to this, if you feel triggered by this, I want you to just place a hand on your heart as I'm doing for you and just hold space for that. Hold space in that, hold space with that, because I know it's not easy to hear. It's not easy for what you have been feeling to be voiced. I know that I was once in that place. I was once in a place where I needed to have ideas validated. And don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean we can't seek advice, because in the faith of Islam, shura, the act of shura, consultation, is very much part of our faith, to hear what someone else has to say, to be able to make sure you aren't blindsided, to make sure you haven't missed any blind spots. We need humans, yo. You know, this isn't about, becoming self-absorbed and you don't trust anyone and you don't need anyone. And no. We're social beings. In seeking from others, in wanting to hear from others, it's really about that intention. Am I asking this person because I need them to give me permission to go forth? Am I asking this person because I need them to reassure me that what I'm doing is good, it's worthy, can succeed? Am I doing it because I have such a deep-seated mistrust in my own thoughts, in my own feelings, in my own self, that I need someone else to be a crutch for me to take that step? Or am I pretty sure about what I want and I'm just asking this person to make sure I haven't missed anything? Because we do miss things, right? I'm asking this person because I'm definitely set on this. I really want to do this. Is there an angle that I have yet to consider? It all comes down to intention. What I hear the most from those ladies who reach out to me is the former, that disconnection from self, that mistrust in self, that disbelief in self, that they need me, anyone, to tell them, yes, you are valid to feel upset. You are valid to decide that, you're not going to take that kind of treatment. You are valid in your desire to study Spanish, whatever it might be. You are valid, you are worthy, and you are enough. Because they need that because they don't do that for themselves. And if you are in this space, right, if you are one of those people who seek permission from others, who seek validation from others, who seek advice from others because you are so disconnected and mistrustful of yourself, or mistrusting of yourself, you know what I'm saying. If that's you, it's really important to take a moment and pause and check in. Where did this come from? Where did you learn to not trust your own voice? When did you learn to not trust your own heart? When did you learn to disconnect from yourself so much that you have become needy of other people to take action, to do what you want to do? When did you decide that? And yeah, this stuff's historical. It always is historical. And it does require that courage and bravery to go into your history books. And I swear when you do, you learn to trust your voice again. You learn to hear yourself again. Because you know what it is, yeah? When you have spent so long relying on the voice of others, relying on the decision of others, the opinion of others, your voice becomes just barely a whisper. Your voice becomes just barely a whisper, such that you don't even hear your voice. So your voice is being drowned out by other voices for so long you don't hear it anymore. And it's when you start to tune others out and tune into yourself that whisper grows, and it grows and it grows and it grows, and it reaches its crescendo, and it is clear and it's sure and it knows. And then you can just use other people to make sure that you haven't missed any blind spots. I know this is a reflection that's hard to hear. And I hope that those who need it hear it. And if you know of someone who needs to hear it, forward this on to them. Allow them to hear it. And allow them to start to take at least some steps towards increasing the trust in their own voice.